Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role-players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, and I'm your compere for this main house production. Here on Merely Role-Players, we improvise stories, for your entertainment and our own. And we use role-playing games to keep the story going places even we can't see coming. Because as theatrical people, we're all about maximising the drama. This episode is part of our current main house production, Vigil, Bad Dog. To tell this story, we're playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat. So please take your seats in the main house. Tonight's production is about to begin. Vigil, a Merely Role-Players main house production. Bad Dog, Act 4 of 5.
Hi there, my name's Alexander Pankhurst and I play Graham the Summoned. Graham's just your average accountant, who happens to be a demon, and is destined to bring about the apocalypse. You know, just your regular, average stuff.
I'm Ellie, and I play Percy Byron, the Exile, a Victorian monster hunter and half-sister to Ada Lovelace. Percy tried to time travel to 1666 to stop the summoning of an apocalyptic demon, but something went wrong, and she landed here in the present day.
I'm Josh, and I play Ginny Greenteeth, the spell slinger. In the Dark Ages, soothsayer Ginny was chased from her village under suspicion of witchcraft. Now, many centuries later, she is the proud owner of a local tourist attraction and gift shop in Sherrydown.
I'm Nat, and I play Gwynned, the Divine. Gwyn was once a shieldmaiden of the triple goddess, the Morrigan. After interfering with one of her schemes by rescuing a mortal man, the Morrigan banished Gwyn to live life as a duck in what became Sherrydown's duck pond. Now released from her curse thousands of years later, Gwyn is trying to forge a new life as part of the local National Trust team, but is finding it difficult to stay under the radar.
The best match is something called a barghest. It possesses like-minded mortals to guard a territory against trespassers.
We're on our way to the Abbey.
Oh, not where they're doing that horrible new development, are they?
Brought to you by Voop Regeneration, a member of Lundor Group. Monitored and patrolled by P&Q Security, a member of Lundor Group.
Hey, you kids!
His eyes suddenly become reflective. He tips forward onto his hands and feet, rises slightly off the ground as the mist forms around him into the shape of a giant black dog. Ginny and Graham arrive at this point and hear this roar a little way off.
What happened to the stealthy plan? What happened to us sort of standing on the outside and talking about this? She always does this. She just jumps into danger and never thinks about it.
I don't want to get involved in the discussion between you two, but clearly that has gone out the window. And
once this is over, I'm going to give her a bloody good scold. That's what I'm going to do.
Fair enough. I think we need to get in, though. Have you got any plans for that?
I think I could probably blow down part of this fencing and we can just rush straight in. And you can go in there and you can pick up, I don't know, a trailer or something and smash them over the head with it.
Sure, let's go. I like that sound.
And we run, holding hands.
Aww. Would there have been any remnants of ravens left over that Ginny would have seen? Or they're gone?
Do we hear the cawing? She's back. Morrigan.
Oh, the god! I haven't met that particular god.
Oh, you don't want to, Graham, my love. We need to go as quickly as we can. Come on, pick up the pace.
Righto.
The bar guest begins to run on all fours towards the scattering youths. What do Percy and Gwyn do?
I'm going to try and cast out evil.
Go for it. Have you played with this before?
In my head, well, I don't know. I will roll and see how it goes, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh my god, this is the third time she's done that.
That is a 12 on the dice, that is a 14.
Oh, Jesus. Tell us what this means and what it looks like.
On a 10 plus, it is banished. So I think as soon as that's it.
Yeah, from your presence. We don't know where it ends up.
It's that. Yeah, so there may be an issue down the line, but as soon as it starts charging, Gwyn sort of also charges it. It's that kind of anime style, like she adjusts her foot, and then the wings is that kind of like shoots towards it, grapples it around the neck, and it just disappears, and then she's left holding the man.
Yeah, the mist just dissipates and becomes mist once again. The solid form of the Barghest gone, and yes, you find you're now holding a confused, momentarily disorientated P&Q security guard.
Yeah, I guess just holding him as solidly as she can, because she appreciates he also has a taser.
Yeah.
We are here to help.
You're trespassing is what you're doing, and his mate now has her taser trained on you. But the youths are scattering. The security guards are focused on you because you've made an aggressive move.
Fine.
Ginny and Graham.
I'm going to huff, and I'm going to puff. I'm going to blow this unsightly gate down. Could I please attempt a wind wall?
Yes. So it won't be combat magic because you're not attacking anybody with it. I think this will be a use of kind of either use magic or it could be an act under pressure possibly. Is there an appropriate use magic result?
I mean, it's pretty broad. Do one thing that is beyond human limitations.
Perfect,
so.
yeah, use that.
Okay, +2, here we go. Ooh, that is 10 total.
Yes, it is. So it works. There is no glitch.
A miniature tornado that's still about 20 foot up in height, which begins to whip dust and the mist and detritus and everything else that is just around on the ground, and it just tears through.
To cast magic, Ginny must use material components, hand gestures, and magic words.
That's it. She's like conducting her very own orchestra.
Lovely.
And it looks awesome.
You can't get the whole barrier, but what sort of size of breach are we talking?
Like 50 foot across.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, enough for us both to get in. And then the tornado just dissipates as she throws her hands down the floor. Exhausted,
and it looks amazing because it's whipping up all of the mist, and as it drops, the mist kind of slowly fills the vacuum again.
And she just pats Graham on the small of his back and says, "Off you go."
Graham just starts running straight into the breach.
Immediately, several youths stream out through the breach.
Nice.
The two of you can see through the breach, through various shrubs and bits of weed and overgrowth. Gwyn holding a security guard from behind, another security guard holding a taser on her. Percy, still in superhero landing pose as far as we know,
Just hanging out.
The guards from the nearby gate have started to come running towards the breach as well, on the outside of the perimeter.
I guess we should all gather together right near the middle, get up to where these two are so that we're not all separated.
I was going to say, it's a bit difficult for me to gather somewhere else.
We'll gather around you. You will be the central point, I guess. So Graham and Jenny run through the breach to get into the melee.
I'm going to run straight in front of the person with the taser and try and wrestle it out of their hands.
Roll plus cool. You're not kicking ass, you're acting under pressure.
Got +1, so that's okay. That is 8.
You do it, but I give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. I think you can get the taser out of his hand, but not before he discharges it at you.
Okay.
Which would mean you would take 1 harm, I believe.
Which does not affect me.
Yeah.
It literally hits me and goes into my glamour and stays there, but nothing happens. And I'm like, sorry, is there anything else? Have you meant to press a button and then more? No, is that it? Okay, right, yes. No, you're not having this anymore, and I take it off him.
So the way you disarm him is you let him discharge it and then just take it out of his hand as he stands there looking bewildered at the fact that it just hasn't affected you at all.
Percy's going to shoot some flaming arrows at the remaining warding that's up around the edges of the enclosure.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything stopping you doing that right now.
No.
Not all of them take, but you start to get some sections starting to smoulder and blaze.
I'm like, everyone looks all right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start destroying some stuff.
It's mostly smoke because it's quite damp from the mist, but yeah, you start getting some destruction happening.
Yeah.
Could I throw up a wind wall to protect us from any on-rushing goons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To just hold it there, not to go through anybody, but to just form a barrier for as long as I can.
Sure. It's almost like a preemptive kick some ass roll, basically.
Yeah.
So roll kick some ass, but plus weird.
7, 8, 9.
Okay. So you exchange harm, effectively. So if anybody tries to come through the wind wall, they're going to take harm from the wind wall, but they're going to get to damage you as well.
Okay.
So there is, again, the area immediately around the four of you and these two guards is just cleared of mist. It just shreds as the wind wall goes up.
So we kind of got almost like a full circle protecting us, but enough space though, so that Percy can fire through and that we can get out if we need to.
What are you doing with these two security guards that Gwyn is like still grabbing onto one of them?
Great job. This place is safe now. Bye.
What are you talking about? You vandalised the old place. We're going to lose our jobs.
No, the National Trust will take care of things.
We saw your faces. You're not going to get away with this. You're on camera.
Sure. I think Gwyn's just like, eh.
So have them come for us. We'll be ready for when they arrive.
Good luck finding me. I don't have a postcode.
Off grid.
And you'll never find me either. But do drop by the gift shop just by the Druidic Circle to buy some mugs. Okay, bye-bye, love.
You're probably not going on to remember me anyway.
So you've banished it, haven't you?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily gone forever. It's unharmed. I have no control over where it goes.
Didn't we want to defeat it?
Yes.
Just stop.
Possibly not.
Okay.
Oh, now you raised that.
What you have done is you've got the units out of danger.
We've protected the team.
That's true. That's the important thing.
And you've bought time to potentially prime this site if you wanted to.
Yeah.
To do the destruction that you want to do to make it kind of more common ground.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think we're sort of halfway there with the amount of fence we've destroyed.
Yeah.
I suspect if it's gone anywhere, it will have gone to another P&Q site.
Yes.
Which I'm guessing is either the library or a shop on the high street.
But they're newer sites that have not been as fenced off. Like, you can't stop people from going into the library.
No, that's not been fully set up yet.
Yeah.
So where has been?
Market Street hasn't, right?
But again,
Market Street had like little areas that were fenced off.
But it wasn't. You could still access it.
you can still go there. It's just making sure that aggression doesn't kick off. I guess
You could still go there, but they have fully installed some of the anti-homeless spikes and stuff like that on Market Street.
Yeah.
The Green is another place that is P&Q controlled, as is Duke Square.
I'm going to take this opportunity to use magic to see if I can track the Barghast's movements.
Lovely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Whilst I have the taser in one hand, I take a drag on my cigarette with the other and blow just to see where it can form and like follow the trail. So this is roll plus weird.
Yeah, so we're going with this is going to be observe another time or place, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. So use magic. That is 12.
Many. So many good rolls.
I know, right?
Yum.
good dots.
The cigarette smoke melds with the mist and forms an image of the Barghast. The smoke takes shape around it and forms this kind of miniature diorama of the Green. The smoke forms the shape of the gently rolling grass and duck pond and local pub and seating benches and cricket square of Sheridan Green.
What day of the week is it? Is the pub going to be busy?
What day of the week is it?
I said it was Tuesday earlier. I don't know if that was
It's
right.
it's a school night.
Okay.
Because that's
So people aren't on blankets like having picnics or anything like that.
no, it's a bit
And
it's
it's like
winter,
winter.
isn't
It's a bit cold for that.
it's a bit chilly for that. It's not so cold that the young people don't want to hang out outside, but it's too cold to be hanging out having picnics. And you can see the shape of the Barghast prowling the Green, growling at people coming out of the pub.
I'm sorry, I panicked, the Morrigan got involved, and I just wanted to protect the children.
Which in fairness you did, but you banished the thing to another place, and the other place is the Duck and Parsnip, so onwards to the Duck and Parsnip.
Okay.
Shall we?
I think we probably should do, shouldn't we? If innocent people are in
Are we going to
danger.
have to take down the walls here first? I know you were very keen to do that, Ginny.
I do hate these walls, but we need to protect innocent lives first, so let's go there.
How are you going to get there?
I think Graham's going to have to run.
I might try to teleport.
Yeah, I can get there straight away.
Percy left her bike in the bike bush.
Yeah.
So she's going to hop on her bike.
Nice.
So you say
I can just get there.
you can just get there?
Yeah. You're not going to want to see what I do. You just try your teleportation. I'll meet you there.
Ginny needs to take all her clothes off.
Gwyn gives Ginny a look of like confused, slight fear.
Gwynned, love, trust me. I've seen everything. I've seen the outcome of this entire battle. I'll make sure I'm there.
Okay. That I suppose that oh, goddess. Gwyn will try to teleport with Graham.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tentacles to teleport.
Oh god.
It's going to be okay. I will keep myself as writhe-free as possible.
If you wouldn't mind.
I ball up all of my tentacles as tightly as possible.
Oh god.
And leave two just sticking out so you couldn't grab onto them.
I think what Gwyn does actually, she's still got her quarterstaff, so she puts that around the equivalent of your waist and kind of uses that to hold you to her.
Oh, this is lovely. This is like healing. This is great.
Why don't you just hold the quarterstaff and then have him hold on to that so he doesn't actually touch you?
Well, that's going to be like, it's going to put off my balance and
fair.
affect momentum and
Can you not
speed
clutch
and-
it like between your feet like you're a bird carrying a
like a
twig?
bird of prey, like a crow.
Yes.
No, I don't have that ability. I chose
No,
the ability to screw myself over even more with my goddess instead.
And what an ability that's turned out to be.
It's all going so well. I'm just going to roll some dice.
Go for
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah.
Angel wings.
For 9, do I get to add anything to?
There'll be plus something, yeah.
Oh, plus weird. Okay, so that is a 10. We actually make it.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
No Cannonball Graham today.
No. Yeah, she grabs hold of Graham, the wings kind of extend into a flap, and then it's just like the torpedo, and we, spinning, appear on the green. But I guess the duck pond side of the green,
Okay.
Yeah.
because that's the bit that she knows best.
And you can see the duck and parsnip faces onto the duck pond, as would be logical from its name. And you can see people in the kind of the picnic bench area just out the front of the pub who have clearly like been on their way to leave and are now like pinned back against the front wall of the pub, terrified as this huge spectral hound menaces them.
Hey, pick on someone your own size. You're not meant to be here.
It whips round to face you, the LED torch eyes beaming into you, lighting you both up.
Gwyn's
Turns
wings are
at
still
bay.
fully extended.
Yes.
And stepping out from behind Gwynned's wings, because I knew this was going to happen. I arrived just in time.
What?
Stepping out from Gwyn, said, "Hello, love. Told you I'd get here, all right."
What?
Don't ask questions. I'll tell you later.
Why did you... What? Gwyn's like looking behind her, being very confused.
Ginny also takes a combat stance ready to battle the Barghest.
If you could do that, why do you make me carry you all the time?
Can't do it very often. Just stop asking questions. We've got to deal with the Devadon.
The Barghest is at bay. It is facing you. It is concentrating on you instead of the pub patrons. This place has not yet been made into symbolic common ground. So you can absolutely fight it and damage it, but you cannot defeat it yet.
Gwyn's going to turn to Graham. You definitely think that if we attack the creature, we're not going to hurt the person inside, right?
My aim was to just try and hit the spectral thing around the individual inside,
Sure.
rather than go straight through it.
Great. Me too.
Oh, marvellous. Well, would you like to go first, or shall I?
Oh, that's very kind of you. Well, I don't know.
Barguest is charging as we're having this conversation.
Loves, quickly. Sorry, one moment, and I am going to cause some mayhem by ripping up one of the park benches that has got all of the anti-homeless stuff on it, and I'm going to rip it out of the ground and throw it at the Barguest.
The scared patrons of the Duck and Parsnip see a tall, slim, well-dressed, accountant-looking man bend down, grab the arm of one of these benches and just rip it out of the ground. It's concreted in. He doesn't care. Some of the concrete comes away. How much harm do we think a bench does?
Well,
I think it's in the range of car, dumpster, boulder, etc.
I was going to go with 3 because motorcycle, lamppost, masonry chunk is 3. So I think 3 harm. So I'm going to roll to kick some ass, which is tough.
It is plus tough, yeah.
So this is plus 2. That is a fail. That is
the innocence.
Fail.
If I help, it won't make a difference.
It won't. The only thing that could make a difference also brings the apocalypse closer.
Ooh, in which case, yes.
Oh, no. Jesus.
So I'm just going to spend a point of luck, and that will be a 12.
You're going to deal harm. It's going to deal harm back to you, but you get that extra option off kick some ass.
Cool. I'm going to inflict terrible harm, which is just plus 1 harm.
Okay, so it's going to do. Your bench is going to do 4 harm. The bench smashes across the nose, I'd say, of the Barguest. The bench is bent and unrecognisable. The creature roars and rears back. It does have 3 armour, so only 1 goes through.
Oh boy!
Oh dang!
Bugger. But you have damaged it with the bench. As it is rearing back in a rage at being attacked, it swipes with 1 foreclaw, and as it comes towards you, you hear the crack, 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 crack of taser contacts.
Right, okay.
As you are struck by this taser paw for 3 harm.
So I take 1 harm.
You take 1 harm, and a shock goes through the form under his glamour. You've been shot with a taser once already tonight, and it did nothing. This one seems to be supercharged, and so as you take the harm, all of your tentacles lock, and you fall flat as a board onto the ground. At the same time, as your blow connects, the Barguest's blow connects with you. The Barguest disappears, and the security guard inside falls to the ground, bludgeoned by your bench. Unconscious, bruised in the head, and you all hear a roar from behind you as the other security guard who was guarding the duck pond, who was cowering from this whole event, is now possessed by the Barguest in turn. Also, let's roll to see how much damage Graham caused with that bench.
Roll plus harm. God, so I've got to roll really low here. Maybe like I should have done last time.
I don't know what the outcome of this will be.
It's not great.
Jesus!
Should have rolled that previously. Plus 10, so you get to pick 2 of these.
Yeah.
You hurt someone nearby as well as your target. You make something about the situation worse. You lose control of your improvised weapon. You cause massive property damage. Your improvised weapon breaks.
Okay, which 2 do you want?
I think the improvised weapon has broken because you've said it's crumpled up.
Yep, sure.
And I think I've hurt someone nearby as well as your target, which is the man who I've just bludgeoned in the face.
You are going to damage him anyway, so the mayhem needs to be on top of that.
Oh, good grief. I lose control of my improvised weapon, and as it's now out of my hands, so I now no longer control it.
So Graham smashes the bench across the nose of the Barguest. The bench is destroyed. It slips out of your hands as the Barguest's form unexpectedly disappears. Slips out of your hands and smashes into somebody's car that is parked outside the Duck and Parsnip.
Sorry. I can't say that. I'm unconscious on the floor.
You're not unconscious. You're tased.
Tased. Okay.
It's just to the laid flat out Graham. Gwyn is like, I thought we discussed not hitting the person inside.
Sorry.
Alright, lovies. It's me, Matt, your compere, reminding you that if you're not ready to remove your Halloween costume just yet, we are A-OK with you wearing it to our shows. The main house is even designed so you can leave your witches' hats and Bride of Frankenstein headpieces on without blocking anybody else's view. If you can read OK through the eye holes of that mask you're wearing, shall we have a quick flick through the programme? Since I last talked to you like this, we've put on a whole stage show. Lights Out played to a fairly full house at the Pleasance on the Sunday before Halloween, and while our characters died at the end like we always knew they would, we ourselves absolutely did not die on stage. The audience really brought out our best work, including by shuffling so many cups cards to the tops of the players' decks that it really felt like they could have a hope of surviving, right up until the moment of their inevitable doom. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who turned up to see us. Going along to the premiere performance of an experimental show by a small company is a risk, and we're all delighted that so many people decided to take it. Thanks also to The Spy in the Stalls, whose overnight review called Lights Out thrillingly unconventional and absolutely worth your time. For those of you who couldn't make it, we're reviewing the audio capture from the show at the moment, and if it's up to our standards then we'll look at releasing it right here, after the final episode of Bad Dog. And who knows, perhaps there'll be more opportunities to see the show in the future. If you need some tarot-related role-playing in your life before that unspecified point in the future, then I expect you'll be interested in Upriver Downriver. Upriver Downriver is a tarot-inspired role-playing game that's currently fundraising on Kickstarter. It's about a voyage along a magical river, and it's interested in telling queer stories from a place of hope and comfort. I backed this game on day one, and yes, that is a brag. While I go call beginners for this next scene, the designers of Upriver Downriver have got a bit more to tell you about the project, and then you're going to want to hit the link in the programme notes, join me as a backer, and we can all be braggarts together. After that, please take your seats once again in the main house, as we continue Vigil, Bad Dog, Act 4 of 5.
Hi, I'm Max Breyer.
And I'm Ella Watts.
And we're the team behind Upriver Downriver, a magical, fantasy, tarot-inspired role-playing game currently on Kickstarter.
Upriver Downriver is a game about choices, journeys, and the promises you make to yourself and those around you.
As the crew of a ship sailing the Great River, you'll pledge an extraordinary oath to reach either the mythical source of the river to find knowledge, magic, and power,
or the sea to find freedom, redemption, and a better world. And for every backer we receive, we'll donate £1 to the River's Trust.
Search Kickstarter for Upriver Downriver and start your journey. Thank you.
And in the words of an old sailor's blessing, may your anchor be tight, your cork be loose, your rum be spiced, and your compass be true.
That sounds kind of wrong.
Ginny's going to attempt to form a magical dog lead to wrap around its neck and tie it to the ground and attempt to hold it in place.
Amazing.
Right, I think if I do like vines and my usual Ginny shit, then it's just going to like dissipate and disappear. Hopefully this is like its spectral form being held in place.
Yes, nice.
But let's see what the roll says.
Yeah.
So rolling plus weird for use magic.
Yep.
That is a 7 total.
Okay, so it works, but
Works.
there's a glitch.
Yep.
What glitch would you like?
Well, I don't want it to be weakened, I don't want it to be short duration if I can have this last for a long time, so I'm going to take the hit and I'm going to take a harm for it.
Okay. Do you think is this magical feedback, or is this the bar guest lashing back out at you?
I think maybe, yeah, Ginny has got a little bit overly confident as she summons this giant like lasso essentially out of spectral magic fey energy, and it wraps around the neck of the bar guest, and she's just so overly confident she's walking forward towards it while she's sort of conducting it with her hands, and it just lashes out and again sort of slashes her across the face. And she's knocked down, I guess.
But it seems to be tied down. Have you tied it to a particular spot?
It's just anchored in the ground.
Yeah.
In fact, the anchor leads towards the duck pond.
So yeah, it pulls against the lead, but doesn't seem to be able to get away from it.
Cool. But do I try and rip up another... Is it just benches that's like the things that they've installed, or was there other stuff as well? Did you
I think
say?
in this area, the symbolic things to destroy to make this more common ground would be definitely the benches, and there's a couple more of those around.
Yeah.
And also the signs on the lampposts saying, like, this area is patrolled by P&Q. Those are kind of symbolically good things to rip down as well.
Okay, I feel like the signs on the lampposts are a little more feasible than... Like, Gwyn is strong, but I don't think she's ripping up a park bench that's been
fair.
concreted into the ground strong. So I think she's going to fly up and start, like, ripping the signs off the lampposts.
And yeah, you can dart around sort of teleporting in between lampposts.
Because I can see them, so it's like I can just immediately be at each one.
Exactly, yeah. So there's this black blur moving around in the darkness.
Yeah.
You hear a bicycle bell in the distance, and then you hear several more bicycle bells. A whole fleet of bicycles approaches in the distance. And round the corner, flying along the road alongside the green, is Percy leading the charge, and behind her, roughly 15 to 20 middle-aged to elderly women on bikes. Because Percy stopped off at the village hall at the WI, most of whom are committed members of her suffragitsu class, and she's rallied the troops. She's been vague on details. There's a scuffle outside the pub. It's the local security team getting involved with the locals, and already incensed at the over-presence of security. WI are very up for causing a fuss about that. So we swoop in, abandon our bikes, and the majority of the women head towards the pub to hustle people indoors and into safety. And some of them start going around and ripping down the posters. A couple of slightly mad ones have started hitting the benches in an effort to dislodge the armrests. Not really having a lot of luck, but it's a nice idea. Percy, meanwhile, is headed towards the creature to have a chat.
You see that it has been secured to a spot in the middle of the green and is angrily pulling at its leash, baring its teeth and roaring at different members of the group as they circle it.
I'm going to try and use Immortal Name,
Yes.
which is one of my special moves. My monster hunting exploits are legendary, so much so that my name scares monsters, and minions may manipulate monsters with threats if they understand enough to have heard about you.
It growls as you approach. What do you say?
Down, boy, sit! I am Lady Persephone Byron, and you will listen to me. You are a very good boy for having defended so fiercely. Very good boy. However, you're defending the wrong thing. You need to defend the town. The town is under threat, and you need to sick 'em on the bad corporation boys. Okay? I just sort of point a finger determinedly at it.
So this is plus charm.
Plus charm? Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what manipulate someone is.
God damn it. Oh, this is going to be another fail, guys. I'm really sorry.
You've got luck to use.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because that's only a 4.
Mark experience.
I'm gonna... Oh, great. But I am going to use luck.
Okay.
When you spend, you find something from your old life.
Yes. So that will happen.
Okay, cool. Right, so essentially I've rolled a 12.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10 plus or manipulate someone, they do what you want for the reason that you gave them.
Amazing.
One thing that is within the Barghest's reach is the injured guard that it was possessing before. The Barghest lowers itself before Percy, doesn't quite sit, but like lowers its chin to the ground, looks up at you with its baleful LED eyes, and there is a sort of inclination of the head. It kind of, looks penitent at you, and then it rears up, turns, and goes to basically savage the security guard, whose representation of this company.
I understand what's happened here.
The lead's still on there, right? Can it not move?
It can reach this guy though.
Can Gwyn dive in and grab him and teleport out of the way?
Roll plus tough.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
It's alright, you did the best that you could with
Yeah.
a simple hound.
I mean, that's a 12.
10 plus on protect someone. You protect them and choose an extra. Either you suffer little harm, all impending danger is focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, you hold the enemy back. You sort of don't need to hold the enemy back because it's already restrained.
Okay, well, I'll suffer a little harm. -1 harm, but I'm wearing armour. So it's as Gwyn dives in, it's more about kind of displacing the energy, scooting the security guard out of the way, and the Barghast maybe like tries to bite down, but it ends up on her bracer.
So what happens is it is going to bite this guy. You get in front, you manage to move him out of the way and get yourself in the way instead. As its jaws come towards you, you hear the click, 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 click of handcuff ratchets. And its jaws clamp onto your arm for 4 harm, -1 because of the move, minus whatever armor you've got. So how many is that total?
That's 2 harm then.
So you take 2 harm, and you hear the snack of handcuffs locking around your arm.
Stuck in its mouth.
And it opens its mouth and moves back away from you, but there is now a handcuff around your wrist, leading to a chain leading into its mouth.
This can only go well.
But you've saved the dude.
Great. I bet he's going to be so grateful.
What's Graham up to in all of this?
Graham has recovered from being tased at this point. More achy than you expected from that experience, but you can act as normal again now.
I'm going to try and cut the chain that I see linking Gwynned to the Barghast.
Great, go for it.
I'm going to roll plus tough, which is +2, 11.
What are you attacking with?
I'm attacking with my giant hell sword. So as Graham runs in, he undoes his tie clip, and as he undoes it, it transforms into the big, weird, sort of Icar-y, weird, like tentacly sword,
dripping, flaming, slightly curved cavalry saber style, but much bigger.
And it just runs straight at the Barghast and tries to slice through the chain.
What extra effect from Kicks and Mass would you like?
I'm going to inflict terrible harm.
Alright, how much harm does the Hell Sword do?
4.
Okay, so you're going to do 5 harm to get through the armour. And unlike when you smashed it with a bench, its form doesn't dissipate. And you can still just glimpse, hanging within the spectral form of the Barghast, the form of the security guard that it's currently using as a host. And he looks unharmed from this attack.
Good.
Okay.
You do cut through the handcuff. Gwynned is free, but because you had to get in there within range of the lead with the Hell Sword, it gets a slap at you with the taser paw. Seeming like a bit less committed to it because it's been given a new enemy and you're not it.
Yeah.
But it's trying to, you attacked it, so it's trying to defend itself. That's all this seems to be. For 3 harm.
So that is 1 more harm.
And again, the charge runs through you.
Down I go.
Ginny's going to rush forward, grabbing Gwynned by the arm and trying to pull her up and take her away from danger, and at the same time do a little healing of a harm.
Oh my god.
Use magic to attempt to heal you. And if it goes wrong, I'm going to kill you.
Plus weird for use magic.
10.
It works and there's no glitch.
So heal 1 harm.
Amazing, thank you very much.
This is some sort of potion, presumably.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. No, I've just pulled something out of the.
Did you grab her by the arm that the handcuffs are clamped down?
No. More by the arm to help you up. It's not a sort of scolding you arm. It's more of a up you get. Let's get out of it.
I was like thinking, did she grab her by the injury? So she's like, ow. Okay, all right, thank you.
And there is still a handcuff bracelet locked around Gwyn's arm. It's just
true.
now
It's
there's
just
a trailing chain.
Yeah.
She just takes out a big lime green salve that she just pulled out of a bottle and just slaps it aloe vera, slaps it on the arm and it heals up.
We've convinced it that the security people are the enemy now, but obviously it's going to focus on the little people, which is not really what we were after.
No, if we could do more complex communication, that would be better.
Yeah, it doesn't understand the subtleties of the system of capitalism, does it?
No. True.
But if it's leashed, then that gives us an opportunity to do a big magic, because it gives us a little bit of breathing space, right?
It does, yeah.
Presumably is the immediate danger. Now it's leashed, and now that the minion was sort of dragged out of the way, presumably the public are all safe because the
suffragette group have got
secured
them
the
out.
area because they're awesome. Yeah, okay.
That was them down in the pub.
Yeah.
So now we could do a big magic.
Let's
All
do a
come
big
together,
magic. Let's
holding
try.
hands.
It seems a waste to have this group of 4 magic people together and not try.
Agreed.
Well, 3. The other one's frozen on the floor at the moment.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be up in a minute.
It'll be up in a minute. It'll be re.
Gwyn will prod him with her quarterstaff.
So in which case, what is the effect we want from the big magic? Is to get it onto our side permanently, to dissipate it, to send it off into the wild where it can't harm anybody? Is it to
convince that this
neutralise
town is
it?
protected already?
Yeah.
But do we want to try and get it to go after the...
Could we sort of banish it to the woods and in future call on it, because that's a hell of an ally to have in future, for someone to go into the woods with a dog whistle and for a Bargus to appear out of nowhere, and then we take it to...
Because the security that form the firm doesn't already have a presence in the woods. They've not tried to take the woods yet.
No.
So
and
if
they'll
we
struggle
ask
with the Fae people
if we
and
ask
with
it to
Briar and
protect
stuff.
the woods,
Yeah.
then
You
there's
can make
nothing.
it an employee of the National Trust.
Yes. Love it.
Then it's not going to have anyone to immediately attack, and we can just make sure that they don't go.
Could be like
I love this, to kind of invert it so it protects the commons instead of protecting the private land.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Agreed.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and then in future we can call on it and have a giant dog ally.
Yeah, and then if we do ever find out exactly who it is that we need to take down within that company, then we can
Yeah.
use the
Stick
dog.
'em.
Max
Yeah.
Dashwood or whatever his name is.
Yeah, correct.
That's right.
Big magic. We've done this once before in Cold Snap.
Took quite a long time, didn't
Bug magic. So we know what effect you want. I get to now tell you what the conditions are. It will take some time. You're changing this being's essential nature, basically, and it's almost like kind of taking the time to change its mind. So you're going to need to keep it leashed, and also like not be distracted by any other P&Q folks running to the scene. For, I'm going to say, the ritual total is going to take an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll need to use magic as part of the ritual. So the effect is communicate with something you don't share a language with. And yeah, you need a lot of people, because I like involving the townsfolk. So
that's
you
nice.
need, in order to change its mind, it is currently taking its kind of template from these security guard people who want to protect their land. You need a bunch of people who believe in the value of common ground and that kind of thing, that you can kind of funnel their worldview into it.
We need the WI team. We need
Yeah.
the plaques.
Yeah.
And we need some
We need the
chanting.
the National Trust people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I think someone should cast a spell to bar this whole place from a specific person or i.e. employee of P&Q Londor, so they can't rush in and ruin it.
Yeah.
So essentially put a dome over the town green.
Yeah.
This feels like a risky thing, but possibly might be worth asking Morrigan again.
Oh.
Boy,
I
howdy.
see Josh's face.
Was it possible for us to do it without the Morrigan? Or...
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sure. Just throwing it in as an
It
idea.
would be awesome. But you have past history with the Morrigan, don't you? And at the moment we have the ability to keep everything under our personal control.
Be nice to prove them wrong.
Because then you
But
can be
that
like,
was
look,
our-
everyone's come together and is holding hands.
Yeah, that was my angle, is that we are coming together and protecting this place. You could be a part of it,
Ooh, okay.
was the angle I was going for.
Yeah.
It feels like they're still on a go on then, show us what you've got.
Yeah.
Let's try it ourselves, and then if
Yeah,
we need
fine.
to call in.
The stages are that we block Londor people. And then after that, we need to bring all the town together.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're all going to hold hands. And us magic users are going to cast the spell to essentially spark off this town's feeling, which will bring the Barguest into our
Yep.
control and
Yeah.
under our servitude.
Should we pitch it to the townsfolk as it's a protest to retain public use of the abbey?
Yeah.
Has anyone got a lectern and a podium and a little stage and a microphone? Yeah.
I reckon Polly would have all those things.
Yeah, she would do. Polly should be there. Polly would have been at the pub. Polly likes it down the pub, doesn't she?
Sure.
Yeah. Like, loves it.
Should we get Polly to do it? As she's well known within the community and doesn't scare them in the same way that pretty much all of us will.
Yeah,
that's fair.
True.
Let's get someone to do their job for us.
Okay.
Polly's the perfect candidate because she's not terrified by us.
And if we do those steps, then the Bargus will be under our control, and we will ask it to
Not necessarily
defend
under
the
your
woods.
control, but
Okay.
like you have changed its orders effectively.
Defend common ground.
Yeah.
By way of trying to kind of broker some peace, I would like to try and heal the security guard that was injured and see if we can convert him to our side as well.
Yeah, so you can just do first aid, which will take you sort of 10-15 minutes and stabilise him, or you can use one of your moves.
I was going to lay on hands.
Yeah, go for it.
Pervert.
Let me just try to heal you.
Now you've got him out of the range of the bar guest.
Yeah.
It's for your own good.
Rolling plus cool. 6 and 8, 9.
Okay, what does that mean for lay on hands?
I can heal the harm or illness, but I take it into myself instead. How much harm do we have?
I mean, he did take a bench to the face.
But if he's not dead, it can only
He's
be
not
one
dead.
harm.
I do stabilise him as part of
You
that.
do stabilise as part of that. Yeah, I'm going to say it's just the one, but it ignores your armour, so you still take it.
I still take it. That's fine.
What does this look like as you cast this magic on him?
Yeah, I guess seeing that we've got the Barghest is still on its leash, temporarily under control. She's free. People are kind of we're having this discussion. She's gonna lean back over to the guy that she'd pulled out of harm's way before, and just touch his forehead. And it's that the same sort of warmth that we've had before. Like her magic is kind of holy fire based, so it is that heat just kind of spreads through, and the horrible disfigurement, I guess, from having a bench smack through his face, just kind of he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to describe it in detail, but yeah, his wounds sort of heal and he sort of comes to.
And do the same wounds transfer onto Gwynned, or is it more of a, like, you take the damage but it's not necessarily the same bruises kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to, like, directly manifest, but she definitely, like, looks a little bit weakened, has to kind of shake off the feeling of it happening.
Yeah, there's a dazedness.
Yeah. Maybe it is she kind of feels the impact in the way that it happens, so she kind of, as it happened, as he is healed, she is sort of knocked from kneeling down next to him. She's kind of like knocked prone from it, because it is like that impact of a bench, and then is able to sort of sit up and be like, how are you feeling?
What did I get? What happened?
You're gonna be alright.
I feel like I got hit by a truck.
Something like that. This job, the security job, you're doing it just for the money, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
But I might have to ask for some more hazard pay.
How's about if you don't do that job, and in fact, you join us in protecting the town from corporate takeover?
Oh, I was sort of protecting the town before, but from vandals and that.
About corporate vandalism, isn't that worse?
Oh, I don't know. You help me, so sure, whatever.
Yeah. Principled. Like it.
Thank you for running with that terrible argument.
This has been Vigil, a main house production from Merely Roleplayers. It stars Natalie Winter as Gwynedd, Alexander Pankhurst as Graham, Josh Yard as Ginny Greenteeth, and Ellie Pitkin as Persephone Byron. Sound design for this production is by Natalie Winter, and the theme music is by Alexander Pankhurst. I'm Matt Boothman, and I play the supporting cast, as well as editing and producing the episode. We were playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat Productions. You can find Monster of the Week at genericgames.co.nz. Merely Roleplayers is a Foggy Outline production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on.